this world? Anujanihi. Please let me know. Prajanam. Of the living entities born from me. Mama. My. Cha. Also. Prabhu. O Lord. Translation by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Śrī Manu said, O all powerful Lord, O killer of all sins, but of the living entities born of thee. Please repeat the translation. Śrī Manu said, O all powerful Lord, O killer of all sins, I shall abide by your order. Now please let me know my place and that of the living entities born of me. Next few verses I'll recite myself. Yadoka sarva bhutana mahi magna mahambasi asya uddharane yatno deva devya vidiyatam. O master of the demigods, please attempt to lift the earth which is merged in the great water, because it is a dwelling place for all the living entities. It can be done by your endeavor and by the mercy of the Lord. Purport. The great water mentioned in this connection is the Garbhodaka ocean, which fills half of the universe. Maitreya vacha parameshtitu apam madhye tata sannam avekshagam katam enam samunyesya iti dadyo diyachiram. Sri Maitreya said, thus seeing the earth merged in the water, Brahma gave his attention for a long time to how it could be lifted. According to Jiva Goswami, the topics delineated here are of different millenniums. The present topics are of the Svetavaraha millennium, and topics regarding the Chakshusha millennium will also be discussed in this chapter. Srujato me kshutirvarbihi plavyamana rasam gata atharda kim anusteyam asmabi sarga yojitaihi yashyaham hradayat asam saisho vidadatu me. Brahma thought, while I have been engaged in the process of creation, the earth has been inundated by a deluge and has gone down into the depths of the ocean. What can we do who are engaged in this matter of creation? It is best to let the Almighty Lord direct us. The devotees of the Lord, who are all confidential servitors, are sometimes perplexed in the discharge of their respective duties, but they are never discouraged. They have full faith in the Lord, and He paves the way for the smooth progress of the devotee's duty. Iti abhidhyayato nasa vivarat sahasanaga varahatoko niragat angusta parimanakaha. O sinless Vidura, all of a sudden, while Brahma was engaged in thinking, a small form of a boar came out of his nostril. The measurement of the creature was not more than the upper portion of a thumb. Tassabi pashyatah kasta shanena kilabharata gajamatra pravruddhe tab adbhutam abun mahat. O descendant of Bharata, while Brahma was observing him, that boar became situated in the sky in a wonderful manifestation as gigantic as a great elephant. Marichi pramuker vipraihi kumarer manunasaha društva tat chaukaram rupam tarkayamasa chitrada. Struck with wonder at observing the wonderful boar-like form in the sky, Brahma with great brahmanas like Marichi as well as the Kumaras and Manu began to argue in various ways. Kimetad shukara vyajam satvam divyam avastitam aho batascharyamidam nasaya me vinihristam. Is this some extraordinary entity come in the pretense of a boar? It is very wonderful that he has come from my nose. Dushto angusta shiro matraha kshanad gandashila samaha apisvid bhagavan eshaha yajno me kedayan manaha. First of all, this boar was seen no bigger than the tip of a thumb, and within a moment he was large as a stone. My mind is perturbed. Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu? Purport. Since Brahma is the supermost person in the universe, and he had never before experienced such a form, he could guess that the wonderful appearance of the boar was an incarnation of Vishnu. The uncommon features symptomatic of the incarnation of Godhead can bewilder even the mind of Brahma. Iti mimam shatastasya brahmanaha sahasunubihi bhagavan yajna purusho jagarjagendra sannibhyaha. While Brahma was deliberating with his sons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu roared tumultuously like a great mountain. It appears that great hills and mountains also have their roaring power, because they are also living entities. The volume of the sound vibrated in proportion to the size of the material body. While Brahma was guessing about the appearance of the Lord's incarnation as a boar, the Lord confirmed Brahma's contemplation by roaring with his gorgeous voice. Brahmanam harshayamasha haristamsta dvijottaman swagarjitena kakubaha pravistanyata vibuhu. The omnipotent Supreme Personality Godhead enlivened Brahma and other living highly elevated Brahmanas by again roaring with his uncommon voice, which echoed in all directions. Purport. Brahma and other enlightened Brahmanas who know the Supreme Personality of Godhead are enlivened by the appearance of the Lord in any of his multi-incarnations. The appearance of the wonderful and gigantic incarnation of Vishnu as a mountain-like boar did not fill them with any kind of fear, although the Lord's resounding voice was tumultuous and echoed horribly in all directions as an open threat to all the demons who might challenge his omnipotency. Presents the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we see a continuous events happening. So first Manu, Swayambhu Manu, after receiving orders from Brahma, he requested Lord Brahma to assign him a place so that he and all his generations which come out of his body can stay there. He is saying, Manu Ruvacha, Adesheham Bhagavato. Adeshaha, you have instructed me, you have guided me, you have ordered me. Vartma Varteya Amiva Sudana. O killer of all sins, Amiva Sudana. Varteya, I shall stay. Sthanam tu iha anujanag. So you can identify the place for me, Sthanam. So where I can make my residence. Prajanam Mamasha Prabhu. Oh my dear Lord, and not only for me, and Prajanam, and the children who are going to take birth from me, generations. So you should designate me a place where I could stay. Yadokaha sarva bhutanam mahi magna mahambasi asya uddharane yatno deva devya vidiyatam. He is saying, oh my dear head of the demigods, O Deva, asya uddharane yatnaha. You have to endeavor, yatnaha, uddharane, to lift this earth. Because mahi magna mahambasi, it became merged into the water, or it became immersed into the water. Yat okaha sarva bhutanam, and this is a resting place for all the living entities. Devya vidiyatam, and it can be done by our endeavor and by the mercy of the Lord. So who can lift the earth which has submerged into the water? And what is this water? Garbhodaka ocean. It's not a small thing. So if it has to be lifted, only by our endeavor and by the mercy of the Lord, it can be revived. Two things are mentioned here. Endeavor, our endeavor should be there, and Lord's mercy should be there. So Prabhupada had explained about this endeavor and mercy at few places. He says, Prabhupada says, personal labor must be there besides Lord's benediction. Lord's benediction is mercy. But without Lord's benediction, nobody is successful simply by personal labor. Just because I am working hard, I may not be successful. Karmavadi philosophy, Karmakanda philosophy, they say, you work hard and Lord is destined to give you the result. But that doesn't happen always. See, in an exam, everybody is working hard. But only few people get the successful marks and few people are not able to receive. You have done your endeavor, you have studied, you have put your effort, but still you are not coming out successful. So not that your endeavor, Lord's mercy is also there. So this is first point. Prosperity earned by one's personal endeavor also depends upon the mercy of the Lord. So whatever wealth we earn, whatever education we earn, so like you have studied everything. If the Lord's mercy is not there, you will not be able to remember at the time of exam. Or you have earned something. But to retain it, Lord's mercy should be there. So next, we cannot discover the mystery by any of our mundane endeavors, but it is opened by His grace to the proper devotee. So to reveal ourselves also, the mercy of the Lord is required. Next, any person who is spoken by a sadhu, even for a tiny space of a second, means sadhu sangha, has every chance of attaining the real object of life, which is unattainable by infinite endeavor by any other method. He is saying, to understand the glories of the Lord, you require a touch of a sadhu, even for a moment. Only then that Lord's mercy and Lord's knowledge will be revealed within us. So, your endeavor and mercy of either Lord or His pure devotee is compulsory. However much one may endeavor in executing fruitive activities or pursuing emphatic knowledge, unless one attains Krishna's mercy through the performance of Bhakti Yoga, he cannot attain Mukti. So, Jnana Karma will not lead us anywhere. Only by Bhakti we can attain Mukti. And Bhakti is again mercy of the Lord. Next. The two great aids in installing the living entity in this platform of realization are combination of rigid discipline, endeavor, together with the mercy of elevated saintly Vaishnavas and Gurus. So if you have to be fixed in the platform of devotional service, there is rigid discipline, sadhana must be made, and endeavor to maintain the discipline. And you require mercy of Guru, Sadhu. So then a living entity is reinstalled on the platform of realization. Next. To achieve the mercy of Lord Krishna, one must be in a constant endeavor to execute various activities of devotion. So how can I attract the mercy? We can say, okay, now you require mercy to perform devotion service. But how do I receive the mercy? So here Prabhupada is saying, to achieve the mercy, one must be fixed in a constant endeavor to execute various aspects of devotion service. So by engaging in various ways and by pleading to the Lord and the pure devotees, only then we may get, not that we get, we may get the mercy of the Lord. Next, further it says, then Maitreya is coming back. Parameshti tu apam madhye tata sannam avekshagam katam enam samunnesya iti dadyo dhiyachiram. Tata, so after this question, avekshagam sannam tu apam madhye, by seeing this earth submerged in the water, apam madhye. So parameshtinaha, Lord Brahma, dadyo diya chiram iti. For a long time he started contemplating. How did earth go there? Now how to remove it? Two aspects are there. Because earth is supposed to be in the 14 planetary systems. Then how did it miss the planetary system and went into the bottom of the ocean? Now earth is not a small thing that a coin or something you pick up from the bottom of the water. It is a huge planet. Now how can one rescue it? So he started contemplating for a long time. Then katam enam samunnesya, how it could be lifted? It's not an ordinary thing. So there are two things that are being described in this chapter. There are 15 set of verses from 16 to 30 which talk about the Swayambhu Manvantara. Varaha, first time he had appeared in the Swayambhu Manvantara. The first 15 verses from 16 to 30. Then from 31 to 45 which talk about Chakshusha Manvantara, Hiranyaksha and Lord Bhor. So two aspects we are discussing here. Then Shrujato me kshitir varbihi plavyamana rasam gataha atatra kim anusteyam asmabihi sarga yojitaihi yashyaham hradayat asam sa isho vidadatu me. Then Brahma thought for a while. Shrujato me, while I was engaged in the process of creation, kshitir varibihi plavyamanaha, this earth became inundated with water. I did not give attention. You left a tap and you are doing your work. After some time, what did you see? The bucket was overflowing. Not only overflowing, the entire area became flooded with water. This is sometimes very commonly seen. If you are in the kitchen in front of the milk, you will be stirring so that milk it comes for boiling stage. Then at one particular point it starts flowing out. So you have been very constantly there, and at one particular moment you change your head this side, that time only the milk will come out. All the other time it will not be there. So that attention, that last moment attention, like that. So similarly, Rasam Gataha, then where did it go after inundated? Rasam Gataha, it went to the bottom of the ocean. Generally they say it went to the Rasatala planet. Rasam Gataha means people generally think it went to the Rasatala planet. See, as the planetary systems come down in the 14 planetary systems, the size comes down. Like the above planets above the earth are bigger in size and the planets below the earth are smaller in size. So you are saying one big ball sat inside a small ball. Is it possible? So it is saying Rasam Gataha means to the bottom of the ocean it has gone, not to the Rasatala planet. Rasatala planet is almost like 10 times smaller than Earth. So then he was thinking, Atatra kim anusteyam asmabihi sarga yojitai. So those who are engaged in the sarga yojita, in the matter of creation, what can we do? Yashya hradat aham asamsa isho vidadatume. Only the Supreme Lord could do anything. I am just a nimitta matraha. I cannot endeavor in my perspective. There is a limitation in me. So it's all these big things has to be done. Something wonderful has to be done. Only the Supreme Lord can do wonderful things. And here in the purport Prabhupada explains, the devotees of the Lord who are confidential servitors are sometimes perplexed in the discharge of the duty. See, we want to do devotional service, we want to do bhakti, but sometimes clarity is not there. Like Arjuna, at the moment of battlefield, he was also perplexed to fight or not fight. One side, he had assembled, he had endeavored for last 13 years to take revenge, and in the other side, he is seeing family relationship. So he was not able to take a call whether to fight or not fight. So devotees in the engage of devotional service, they might be perplexed. But they are not discouraged. So they are in a confusion state. So they have full faith in the Lord, and the Lord paves the way for smooth progress of the devotee's duty. So whenever there is a confusion, Lord gives the intelligence how to do the work. So we require the Lord's direction. So how do we get the direction? When do we get the direction? Prabhupada says. So this is the secret. Not by erudite scholarship. Just because I am a scholar, I know everything. One must be a sincere person. Then Krishna will give direction. So when will I get direction? Just because I have read everything, I am a scholar, will I get direction? Only for those who are sincere. Ye yathamam prapadyante. According to the sincerity, according to the endeavor, the Lord will reciprocate. Direction comes only then. Only then. What is the 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 10th sloka? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayantite. Krishna is saying, Tesham satata yuktanam, for those who are always engaged in my devotion service, bhajatam priti purvakam, and that bhakti is rendered in priti purvakam, in a loving way. Not just as a formality, I have to do, no. It is done in a loving devotional service. Then, dadhami buddhi yogam tam, only then I give the intelligence how to understand me or how to approach me. So this is the criteria. Next. So Krishna is ready to help us always in all perfectional stage if we are simply sincere. Again, Prabhupada is saying, if you are sincere only, Krishna is ready to help us. Next. Simply we have to develop our transcendental love and devotion service to the Supreme Lord, and gradually He will give me direction. He will give me a right direction. So, if you have to get that right direction from the Lord, I have to engage in devotion service. as per the direction given by the Acharya. Is it possible for Dhruva Maharaj to go and have darshan of Vishnu? Mother said, go to forest, Shri Radha Govinda. The great sages go to forest in search of Vishnu. And for many years also they may not get darshan of the Lord. And they would have done tapasya for a sincere, long time. But Dhruva Maharaj, seeing his sincerity, Narada Muni came there. Because of the blessings of Narada Muni, in 6 months, because of his severe tapasya, was able to have darshan of the Lord. So to have direction, to have mercy, is something which is, our endeavor should be proper in that perspective. Next. Iti abhidhyayato nasa vivarat sahasanaga varahatoko niragad angushta parimanaka. So, O Anaga, O my dear Vidura, sahasa, all of a sudden, iti abhidhyayataha, while Brahma was contemplating how to handle the situation, abhidhyayataha, varahatokaha, a small form of varaha. It is like the thumb, the upper part of a thumb. Our thumb is this much, the upper part of a thumb, this small size, a small size of varaha. Niragad nasa vivarad. It came out of the nostril of Brahma. So sometimes something gets stuck up, you blow the air, so something comes out of the nose. So like that, a small, tiny particle of varaha came out of his nostril. And what is the size? Angushta parimanikaha. It is the upper portion of a thumb. This is the thumb, the upper portion of a thumb. That is the size of that varaha what came out. Then suddenly, tasya abhipashyataha kasta. As they were looking upon abhipashyataha kasta, which situated within the sky, kshanena kila bharata. Oh my dear Vidura, within kshanena, within a moment, gajamatraha, that small tiny fly became to the size of an elephant. Gajamatraha pravruddhe, it increased in its size. Tad adbhutam abun mahad, and it was most wonderful thing. Adbhutam, the size. In a moment, if you see magic, we all become wonderful, we all become happy, we all become joyful when we see magic. So here Brahma saw something magic. A small thing like a fly, it became to the size of a huge elephant. Next. Marichi pramukair vipraha kumarer manuna saha. The who and all were watching all these things. Marichi, all the Brahmanas headed by sons of Brahma, Marichi. Then Kumaraha, Manunu, all the children of Brahma, they are all watching this. Društva tat Shaukaram Rupam. When they saw that huge form of Shaukaram Rupam, Varaha form, Tarkayamasha Chitrada, and they started contemplating who is this person and who is the capacity that in a small moment it can become so huge form. So Tarkayamasha, they were all making Tarka means logical conclusions. They are trying to come to one understanding. Then, Kimetat Shukaram Vyajam Satvam Divyam Avasthitam Ahobat Aschyaryamidam Nashayame Vinihritam. So they were thinking, Kim Satvam Divyam Avasthitam. Is this some extraordinary living entity which has come out? And Etat Shukaram Vyajam, which has accepted a form of a boar. Aho bataschyaryam, this is the most wonderful thing. Idam nasayame vinihritam, which has come out of my nostril. Drushto angushta shiro matraha kshanat gandashila samaha. When it came out, it was of the size of an angushta matraha, but in kshanat gandashila, it became like a huge mountain. Apisvit Bhagavan Eshaha. I only doubt he is the Supreme Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan Eshaha. Only Bhagavan can have that huge form. Yajnome kedayam manaha. Understanding my mind is perturbed. Kedayam manaha. That Bhagavan, Yajna Purushaha, he had come out of my nostril. So Brahma became bewildered when he saw that huge thing. So when do we become bewildered? Bewilderment has two things. One is, when we are in sorrow, we become bewildered. When we are in happiness, we become bewildered. When we see something wonderful, we become bewildered. So Prabhupada explains in a couple of places, material bewilderment versus spiritual bewilderment. When the living entity is encircled by wife, children, relatives, home, he acts on a mental plane. Sometimes very happy, sometimes satisfied, sometimes not satisfied, sometimes bewildered. Bewilderment is called moha, illusion. Illusion by society, friendship and love. The living entity thinks his so-called society, friendship, love, nationality, community will give him protection. So this is a false understanding. The second canto, I think third shloka or fourth shloka, they are all like asat sainyaha. Shukadeva Goswami says, there is sainyaha to protect you, but that is asat sainyaha. They themselves are perishable. What they can protect me? Next, one more one. Nowadays it has become fashionable to create some artificial god who performs no uncommon activities, a little magic. Somebody shows a small magic, oh, God has come, he is God. This modern day understanding. If somebody takes out linga from his mouth, oh, he is God. Somebody gives vibhuti, he is God. Somebody walks on water, he is God. A little magic will bewilder a foolish person, but he does not understand how powerful God is. When Lord Ramachandra constructed a bridge over the water with stone by making the stone float, this is proof of God's uncommonly wonderful power. So if you want to identify who is God, he should do something uncommonly, like a stone floating on water, or Lord lifting Govardhan on a small finger. So these are uncommonly things, not small magic. Then, a person who is equipoised is never bewildered. So one who is, see, those who are in duality, we become bewildered. Those who are beyond duality, they are never bewildered. Like Prahlad Maharaj, when he saw the huge form of Narasimha Deva, Narasimha Deva was so furious. So Prahlad Maharaj, he went forward, garlanded him, he started praying, started offering prayers. He was never bewildered by the form of the Lord. But all the demons, Hiranyakashipu, they were all running away out of fear of the Lord. So a pure devotee is never bewildered in the huge form of the Lord. So okay, that bewilderment out of fear. See, material world, bewilderment comes out of fear. A pure devotee is bewildered, but not because of fear, but because of the Lord's wonderful opportunity or wonderful darshan what he is having. See the difference, material bewilderment to spiritual bewilderment. By the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, we can realize we have nothing to do with all this material paraphernalia. Then at once we become free from material attachment. This clearing of the misgivings of material existence at once takes place by association of Lord's devotees. So what happens when you associate with sadhu sangha? Anartha nivritti happens. So that we become liberated from this lamentation and illusion. We become free from this duality of this material world. By the inconceivable energy of the Lord can appear before us in his original spiritual body. But because we have no experience of the spiritual body, we are sometimes bewildered and see the form of the Lord as material. When Krishna came here, when he showed the universal form in the assembly of Dhritarashtra, only couple of people realized he is a supreme Lord, like Bhishma Deva, Drona, some few people realized. All the others were thinking he is a magician. Duryodhana was saying, you are a magician. He did not believe in the Lord. So that's why Bhagavad Gita says, Avajananti ma muda manushim tanumashita. Only mudas, foolish persons, they think, Avajananti, they think that the Lord is mere person. He is Parambhavam ajanantaha. They do not know the supreme divine position of the Lord. So next it says, Iti mimamshatastasya brahmanaha sah sunubihi Bhagavan yajna purusho jagarjagendra sannibaha. So iti mimamsataha, while they were deliberating, who is he, what is he, brahmanaha sah sunubihi, Lord Brahma was there along with all his sons, sah sunubihi, while they were contemplating like that. Bhagavan yajna purusha, the Supreme Lord Varaha, yajna purusha, the master of sacrifices, jajarja againdraha sannibaha, like a huge mountain when it makes sounds. The Lord reciprocated and confirmed the Brahmana's contemplation. Yes, I am the Supreme Lord, by making a huge roaring sound. Then Brahmanam Harshayamasha, making Lord Brahma happy, because they were all contemplating how to lift this earth. Now they found the solution. The Lord has come in a huge form. Brahmanam Harshayamasha. Hari Stamsa Dvijottamam. Then Lord Hari inspired them and instructed them. Dvijottamam, all the best of the Brahmanas, and Lord Brahma. Sa Garjitena Kakubaha. When the Lord made that resounding voice, Kakubaha, the entire space, Pratisvanat Yata Vibhuhu, which echoed. If you make a sound near a hillock, what do we get? We get an echo. So because Lord made a huge sound, the entire space, it echoed for a long time. Pratisvanayata Vibhuhu, the Supreme Lord, when he vibrated that sound, it was echoing everywhere. So Prabhupada says in that purport, this echo is for similarly for the demons. It is an open challenge. The Lord is roaring, yes, I have come. Anybody interested to fight, please come. I am waiting. So it is an open challenge for all the demons to come and fight with the Lord. So Bhagavatam gives a perspective at various places. Why do Lord accept various incarnations? What is his purpose? So it says, Tasya prasanna kila lokapanam avasthitanam anushashane sve artaya jatasya yadushu ajasya vartam sake kirtaya tirtha kirtaya. He's saying, oh my dear sake, oh my dear friend, kirtaya vartam, please therefore glorify the aspects of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. Because he is tirtha kirte, he is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. Ajasya, he is unborn. One of the quality of the Lord is, he doesn't take birth, Ajasya. But Tasya Anushashane, but he appears by his causeless mercy. We say, Lord is the one who has no origin. And again we say, every year we celebrate so and so date, Lord appeared in this material world. So how it is this? Contradictory. For what purpose he comes? Prapanna Akila Lokapanam Avasthitanam, upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. So surrendered devotees are there, they are praying for the Lord, and Lord comes there to give his audience. Sve Artaya Jatasya, only for their interest did Lord appeared in the family of Yadu family. Because the devotees had prayed, oh Lord, please come. The Lord appeared in that family. So similarly, one more place he said, Murtimna Puru Krupaya Bhabara Sattvam Samshuddam Sadasad Idam Vibhati Tatra Yal Leela Mrugapatir Adade Anavadhyam Adhatum Swajana Manamsi Udhara Virya. So this material manifestation of subtle and grass matter is called as Sad Asad Isham Idam. It exists within the Supreme Lord. So everything, Lord is the creation, Lord is the purpose, Lord is the cause, Lord is the source. And Puru Krupaya, out of his compassionate mercy towards his devotees, Bhabara Murtim, he exhibits various forms, various incarnations. And Sattvam Samshuddam Anvadyam, they are all pure, transcendental and eternal aspects when the Lord comes here. The Lord Mrugapatihi is Udara Viryaha, he is very liberal. And Vibhati Tatra, he possesses all mystic power. Adhatum Swajana Manamsi, to conquer the minds of his devotees and to give pleasure to their hearts. El Leela Madade, he appears in different incarnations and manifests different paths. To give satisfaction to his devotees, the Lord appears in this material world. So now Brahma and various devotees, they were all there. So they were to give pleasure to Brahma and all his associates, the Lord had appeared here. So there was one small pastime with Prabhupada. So when Prabhupada was there in New York before he became sick of the heart attack, so he was wanting the devotees to draw the storyboard of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. So he was keen on having the story as a slideshow so that the children will be able to understand this pastime. It's very initial day, 67, before Prabhupada became sick with heart attack. So Prabhupada was demonstrating and he was posing like how the pillar was broken, the face of Narasimha, how he was moved, angry, how his hands are, how his nails are, how his eyes are so big, how his mouth is open, the sounds what he was making, the roaring sound, and how Hiranyakashipu, he was fearful, how he was running away, all these various postures he was making. So at least once a day he would come and make a sound like a roar, like how a lion roars, or something like that. See, in that way he used to delight and he was enjoying very much. So once Jadurani, to want to make some pastime, she made Prabhupada stand like Lord Krishna in a Tribhanga form. They put white dhoti to Prabhupada, and like sannyasis, dhotis are different. So she wanted to see how Krishna's, when he stands in the Tribhanga form, how the fields of the dhoti at various levels, how they will be standing. So they made Prabhupada wear this white dhoti with all these things and all. See how Prabhupada was also like, he is standing like Krishna with a flute. Like Prabhupada was also exhibiting, so that devotees are taught. Because nobody had ever experienced what is Krishna in that perspective. And it is very initial days. If you have to make a painting, you require a personality, you require something as a base reference. So Prabhupada was giving all the experiences for this devotee. There is something new for them. And similarly, when devotees are in sincere endeavor, the Lord reciprocates accordingly. So majorly when all the Goswamis, when they went to Vrindavan, the primary duty which was ascribed to them was to find the pastime places of the Lord and to regenerate the areas of Vrindavan. So Sanatana Goswami got Madan Mohan, but Rupa Goswami was searching for Govinda Deva. He was everywhere running around. He was trying to meet. He went to every house of Vrajavasi to see if they are worshipping Govinda Deva. And every day he used to sit at the river Yamuna and he used to contemplate, oh my Lord, where are you? I am not able to execute the order of my Guru, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like in desperation, he used to offer prayers. And he used to go everywhere, every direction to find Govinda Deva. But he was not able to be successful. So when he was one day stuck up near an area under a tree, he was sitting and he was contemplating. Suddenly a small boy, Vrajavasi boy, came there. And he sat beside Rupa Goswami. This boy was a beautiful cowherd boy, a young youth boy. He asked Rupa Goswami, why are you so sad? So Rupa Goswami, when saw this small boy, he became fascinated and he became attracted to the beauty of that boy. His heart was filled with ecstasy. Then he began to explain, I have been searching around everywhere, but I could not fulfill my Lord's desire to establish the worship of Govinda Deva. Because there are some of the deities which were established by Vajranabha, the great grandson of Krishna. These are the deities from Lord Krishna's time to the specific pastime. Then that little boy said, don't be in distress. There is a very spiritual place nearby called as Gomatila. And every day one beautiful cow comes there and to that place and lets down her milk onto the ground. So under that spot where that cow is offering that milk offering is the deity of Govinda Deva. And personally, that boy took that area and he said when the Muslim rulers were coming there, so they have buried the deity. Over a period of time, that knowledge became lost. So he is still lying there and the Lord's seva is being done by that cow. And he personally took him there and showed him the direction where that ant hill is, where that the deity is submerged inside. And the next moment when Rupa Goswami turned around, he vanished. Then Rupa Goswami could understand the person who has come to show is Lord Krishna himself. Then he fell down in ecstasy. After much long time when he came out of unconscious, then he went to the Brajavasis and informed them of the place where Govinda Deva was there. He brought all the people, cleared the entire area and very carefully they started digging, and after some time they were able to find the deity of Govinda Deva. So the deity was brought out and it was established nearby only. A temple was, basic place was done and the temple was built. First basic structure was built. So then in the meantime all the Vrajavasis came running around to have darshan of that Govinda Deva, who was like their heart and soul. They were all very fascinated by seeing the form of Lord Govinda Deva. So then huge festival was celebrated, that the appearance of the Lord. And this message was passed on to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Govinda Deva has revealed himself. And in the meantime, Rupa Goswami got one more dream that Vrunda Devi is existing near Radhakund. So he also went there taking all the Vrajavasis, cleared the area there and he brought out Vrunda Devi from there, and the most beautiful deity because she is in charge of Krishna's pastimes. So she is the director of the Krishna's pastimes. So she was brought and she was established into the temple of Govinda Deva. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard, he became very happy. He shared the happy news with all his devotees. Then he instructed Kashishwar Pandit to go to Vrindavan and help Rupa Goswami in establishing the worship of Radha Govinda. But Kashishwara said, no, I cannot leave you. I cannot leave Puri. I cannot miss your association. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to give him little inspiration and encouragement, he manifested one deity which is combination of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna, named as Gaur Gopal. Sorry, Gaura Govinda. This is the third deity or fourth deity personally manifested by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he gave him so that you are not missing my association, and he gave him the guidance how to worship this deity. So when you go to Radha Govindji Darshan in Jaipur, the small deity on the right hand side, that was the Gaura Govinda deity, which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personally manifested by. So now Kashishwara came to help establish the deity worship there to support Rupa Goswami. So after some time, a huge temple, monumental temple was built by Jai Singh. It was so huge that the building, the top of the Kalasha, it was so glittering in the daytime that Aurangzeb, when he was sitting in the Delhi, he saw something huge structure which is emitting like a light. So he asked his people, what is that structure? They said that's a huge temple of Govinda Deva in Vrindavan. The moment he heard that Hindu structure has become very huge one, very popular one, he immediately sent his people to demolish that structure. So seeing that the Muslims are coming, the Muslim invaders were coming, the deities have been shifted from Vrindavan towards Jaipur. So then in the meantime, the people came and they started demolishing the temple. It was supposed to be 7 floors. They brought it down to 2 floors. And when they were about to destroy the further temple also, there was a huge thunder. And after this, the entire earth started shaking away. It was like an earthquake. Then all these people who came to demolish, they ran away for their lives. And that structure, whatever we see today, that's the leftover of after demolishing the structure. So in the meantime, the deities were reached to Jaipur. So they were thinking where to place these deities. Suddenly you bring, so something temple should be there. So that the king of that place was called as current king. He was known as Jai Singh. So later he had a dream that night. So while he was sleeping on the bed, he was kicked away from his bed. And the Lord said, from today onwards, this is my house. You go and live elsewhere. The next day morning when he woke up, he was there on the floor. He was not on the bed. But then immediately he made arrangements that the deities be established into the palace. And he took an house which is opposite to the palace so that he will be able to have darshan of the Lord every day. Then he had established one pujari by name Govinda Charan Goswami to take care of the deity. And this person also is a very sincere, sober devotee who was taking care of the deity very nicely. So one day when he opened the temple for Mangala Arati, he saw the deity's chadar was torn in a very big manner. So he was thinking, it's not a duty of a mice. Mice means they make small holes. And it is torn means it is like something has struck up, and when you tried to pull, it became torn. So he was thinking, Govinda Deva, when did he go out of the temple? Because temple is locked. So when did he go? Where did he go that the dhoti was torn? So then while he was contemplating, he went into meditation to understand what the problem was. So when he went to meditation, Radharani appeared and explained to him what happened. Yesterday night, Lord Krishna became very fascinated to eat pomegranate. So both he and Radharani went to a nearby garden. There were pomegranate trees. So Krishna plucked up one of the fruits. It was greenish in color, it is not yet ripened. So in the meantime, the gardener heard the sound and he came there with a stick to chase away. So in the hurry, while we are running away, his dhoti got stuck up to some of the thorns there, that's why it was torn there. So that's why Krishna was so fascinated by that pomegranate, he did not even share to me, he ate alone the entire pomegranate. So then understanding the situation, then the Goswami saw around in the corner that was the pomegranate was there, the rind of the pomegranate was there, and with all the seeds fallen here and there after eating. Then he called the gardener who was having that pomegranate trees. And he said, yesterday night did somebody come? Yes, at the dead of the night, one young boy and girl came. They plucked some of the fruits. I took one of the stick and I chased them away. I thought they were some people who are from the nearby palace, some attendants of the palace who came there to steal my fruits. I have put this garden just for the satisfaction of the Lord. I wanted these fruits to be offered to the Lord. I was in full ecstasy when the trees started growing, when they started flowering, when the flower started turning into fruit. I was waiting for that fruit to turn red, because in green you will not be able to appreciate. When it is fully ripened, I wanted to offer it to the Lord. And before that itself, somebody came and ate away the fruit. Then this pujari said, you are fortunate and unfortunate also. You are fortunate that Lord came to your garden. You are unfortunate that you drive him away with a stick. So for your reference, go and see in the altar. So when that person came, he saw in that altar that pomegranate was thrown around and with all the seeds there. Then he started falling down and in ecstasy he started crying. He became confused, unconscious and all. Then later when he got up, he said, my dear Lord, what you have done? It is your tree, it is your garden. Whenever you want, you can come and eat. But why did you come in such a form that I will not be able to recognize you? I am here for your service. And you wanted to do it such a way that I want to offer you the full ripened one, but you are not even, you are not ready to wait for the fruit also to ripen. So then he started offering various prayers and he begged forgiveness from the Lord for his activity, what he had done. And in that way, see how the Lord is reciprocate. The later king got to know that the Lord went to his garden, so he gave him a huge land to cultivate more trees so that he will be able to serve the Lord in a more better way. So when the devotees, when they desire, when they wanted, only Lord should reveal himself. Lord, our endeavor may be there, but again, the Lord's direction, the Lord's mercy is compulsory. So that's what we understand from these pastimes. So this is what we understand from Bhagavatam. Even though Brahma had his endeavor, but the mercy of the Lord needs to be there, and the direction should be there, and the Lord comes according to the mood of the devotee. That is also one of the specific requirements, because Brahma wanted that earth to be removed from the bottom of the universe. So how can something be removed? Only that thing which knows how to identify where is the earth. So the boars are very good at identifying by their nose, so that they could go and lift, will be the principle what we will see in the future. I'll stop here. Any questions? Two Varahas are there. Red Varaha, Shweta Varaha. Same pastime means one time there was no fighting, second time there was fighting. That's the difference. Okay. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanand.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణవాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు